Alright, this is our experiment number 2. So for this experiment, we'll actually be using the laboratory materials. For today's experiment, we'll be discussing and figuring out the specific gravity and specific weights of liquids. So in order to do that, let's first get into what is specific gravity and specific weight. According to the engineering toolbox, the specific gravity is a dimensionless unit. It is the ratio of the density of the substance to the density of water at a specified temperature, our specified temperature being 4 degrees Celsius. That would make the formula B. Specific gravity is equals to the density of the substance over the density of water at 4 degrees C. So what is the density of water at 4 degrees C? It's 1000 kilograms per cubic meter. So that's all that we need to find the specific gravity. So what is the specific weight? The specific weight is defined as weight per unit volume. So it's the gamma is equals to W over V, weight over volume. But let's remember, weight is a force. So what makes a force? It's mass times acceleration. So that's the mass. And what about the acceleration? Weight is the force due to gravitational acceleration. So that's the acceleration that we're going to use. So now we have this. The specific weight is equals to mass times acceleration over volume. But let's remember, mass over volume is what? It's density. So that's why we can define the specific weight as gamma is equals to the density rho times acceleration due to gravity. So now for experiment, both specific weight and specific gravity can be determined using the density, right? So that's all we have to do. We have to find the density. So how do we find the density? Like I said, it's mass over volume. So we need the mass and we need a volume. How are we going to get a volume? By using an instrument that indicates volume. Okay, so we need a beaker. So what about the weight? That's more tricky. So what we can do is get the weight of our beaker and then get the weight of our beaker plus the fluids that we'll use, and then we can subtract the weight from the beaker plus the fluids from the weight of the beaker itself. That's how we'll get the weight of the fluid. So now that we have an action plan, let's put the plan into action. Okay, so first off, what are we going to do? We're going to measure the weight of the beaker. Because the beaker that we'll be using is the same one for all of them, let's just measure it once. And then, after measuring the beaker, let's measure the weight of the fluids individually. Dishwashing liquid. water. Vinegar. Motor oil. And then after we do that, we can then compute for the specific gravity and the specific weight. Alright, bye bye.